watching Jamaica News on YouTube, your #1 place for local and international news about Jamaica.
Now, remember to like the video, remember to share, comment and subscribe to the channel for support and growth. With all of that said and all of that done, I go jump into the intro, then I go come back with what me feel in. My viewers and subscribers, if you have not heard one of my video talking about murderers in our home, you need to go and see it. The viewers and my subs, most of these things where they happening in Jamaica, you know, are close people them, around the people them, I do it. This is not a joke thing. Not a joke thing, my viewers and my subscribers. JNOY Star. Up till late yesterday evening, police investigators was on a scene in Rockford, East Kingston, where 2 bodies believed to be those of a woman and a baby was found. Sources say both bodies were burned and have gunshot wounds. It is believed the bodies are those of 27-year-old Tashina Patterson and her 10-month-old daughter. The source said investigators went to the area to search based on solid information. This came hours after Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime Fitzbailey confirmed that 3 men and a woman had been taken into custody in connection with the disappearance of the mother and her child in early September. Bailey named one of those arrests as Leota Bradshaw, a 34-year-old US Navy who is also the mother of one of Palwell's children. The police say that there is strong evidence to charge Leota Bradshaw in connection with the disappearance of Tashina Patterson and her 10-month-old daughter. Miss Bradshaw is the prime suspect in the disappearance of the 27-year-old mother and her daughter. DCP Bailey said the evidence against Miss Bradshaw is compelling. The mother and her daughter was last seen at their Glenmore Drive, Kingston 20 home on the morning of September 9.
In light of the misinformation swirling in the public domain regarding the disappearance of Miss Tashina Patterson and her 10-month-old child, I deem it necessary to provide to the public the official brief at this time. On Saturday, September 9, 2023, a missing person report was made to the police at the St. Andrews Central Division regarding the disappearance of Miss Tashina Patterson and her 10-month-old child, Sahara Palwell, from their home at 3 Glenmore Drive, Kingston 20. Since then, this investigation has morphed into a very complex case of kidnapping and conspiracy. The quality and potency of the evidence amassed thus far has led us to take into custody 4 persons in relation to this investigation. One of those persons is Miss Leota Bradshaw, a 34-year-old petty officer in the US Navy. The investigation is still ongoing. However, it is at an advanced stage. We continue to appeal to anyone with information to make contact with us. We also continue to engage our stakeholders. The persons in custody will go through a series of administrative procedures before formal charges are considered. At that time, an update will be provided to the nation through the press.
DCP, usually you would wait until charges have been named to call persons' names to make certain announcements. Just elaborate, if you can, why it was necessary to break from that established trend in this case.
As I indicated, there's a lot of misinformation that is swirling in the public. And we think, in particular with Miss Bradshaw, we have evidence that we could advance a case at this time. But we want to ensure that we cross every T and dot every I. And so there are a number of things that are ongoing, and so we want to ensure that those have come to a conclusion before we proceed with the formal charging of them.
And in terms of the prospect of the charges, are you able to say what direction the investigators are looking to move?
Well, we are looking at a case of kidnapping. We are looking at a case of conspiracy to murder and other charges that will flow from that.
And you're confident that of the prospect of laying charges on all of these persons?
Well, as I indicated earlier on, the evidence that we have is very strong, and we'll allow the administrative procedures to be concluded before we make that determination. And there are legal issues that basically prevent us from saying much more. There are legal hurdles, if I may use that term. But I'm convinced that we are on the right track. I'm convinced about the quality of evidence and the potency of the evidence. I am convinced when I look at the material that the evidence that we have garnered so far is very strong and very can stand up to any scrutiny in any court of law. And I must seize the opportunity to commend the people, the officers who are actually conducting this investigation. A lot of effort, it shows commitment, it shows tenacity. It shows that they really have the interest of this nation and the interest of justice at heart. And just as how the family members have a desire to see a closure to this matter, I think the officers are committed to ensure that the family members, they get closure to what I consider to be a very unfortunate situation, one that really forces any individual with a conscience to cringe.